Shane Stewart and Stephen Grun. Reasonable crowd in here tonight. First home game of the year. Belchambers into this side with Hill out, of course. Ablett just continues on from where he left off. Yet another clearance. An opportunity in traffic here for Gold Coast to get a first entry inside 50. Went without it, did Hocking. Now Ablett. Already his second touch. Second entry inside 50. Good ball. Mark is taken by Brennan. Great start for the Gold Coast.
And who had the first two clear touches of the ball? The little bald-headed superstar. Yeah. He just looks so clean, so fit, so relaxed. He is capable of anything tonight. And look, if he keeps performing the way he is, gives enough opportunity forward, that's the start that this side needs.
He's very relaxed down in the rooms. I was having a bit of a look before the game to us, and he was smiling and nothing seemed to worry him. On top of the world, Brennan comes in and needs to bend it left to right, and he does. Gold Coast get the first here.
Well, that's a perfect start, and that man there, Jarrett Brennan, he's one of their experienced players. They need a lot more out of him. They've really been struggling in the first few rounds to take marks inside 50, so that's a great start. Ablett, as always, putting it inside 50, and a contested mark. Great way to start your night and get your confidence up. And Nathan Bock is starting in defensive 50 on Canary.
One of their strengths has been their ability to at least break even in the midfield, Gold Coast, and of course you expect as they develop their forward line to improve and their key defenders to improve. But Brennan started forward. They've got Josh Fraser as a key target down there, and interestingly Bock is in defence. He's picking up Cramering.
Loose man there, Dyson Heppel. Got a loosie at each end at the moment.
Means Warnock has got Hurley.
Play on.
In that part of the ground as well. In the middle we go. Bit of a scrappy ball. Melksham put his head over the ball and won the hard one.
Yep.
Yet to...
High tackle, Heath Hocking. Essendon. High tackle, Heath Hocking. Yep.
Hocking.
Play on.
Out of the middle. Quick ball to Stanton. Another man in form.
Yours.
Everyone seems to be in form. Here's Ryder on the lead. Beautiful presentation from Stanton.
And he is in great form, Brent Stanton. The #1 kick getter in the AFL for the first few rounds, and that's what he does so well. When that free kick was paid, he gets on the spread and moves forward as quickly as anyone. You give him room like that, he's got all day to deliver that ball to Paddy Ryder, who came out on a nice lead, but you're going to have to man up tighter on Brett Stanton around those stoppages.
Southern end of this Metricon Stadium here. Paddy Ryder, virtually no wind at all in this one, and that's a great example of that. Straight through the middle. So Paddy Ryder getting the Bombers away with the first goal, and I just wonder how much time he will spend up in that key forward post today. Belchambers has been brought into the side in the absence of Hill. He's playing in the ruck, and I'm pretty sure Ryder will spend a bit of time in that area there. So a goal apiece to kick it off here at Metricon.
Paddy Ryder on the receiving end of a beautiful ball from Brent Stanton. To me, this is the role that that man should play. Big chunk of time in the ruck and then rest forward, Paddy Ryder. I don't think defence is his go. He's elite at the hit-outs and push forward and kick goals. That's where James Hurd will get maximum benefit from Ryder.
I want you to keep an eye on number 41 for the Gold Coast tonight. There he is, Dion Prestia, the human meatball. He is in fine form at the moment as well. Hocking with a beautiful clearance out to the clearance king himself in Watson. Good grab taken by Crammery.
Back a metre, Nathan. 1 metre, that's it, that's fine.
Plays on as well with a little left foot up. And he finds Belchambers on the lead.
Yep, yeah, Jared there.
There's a problem already inside 50. That's 3 marks already for Essendon inside 50. And
slick hands there,
yeah,
Richo.
that's fantastic. That's a contested mark again from Crammery there. He's a great mark. He's been a great player in the last 18 months.
From Crammery as Belchambers comes in, and they are kicking beautifully so far. Belchambers gets his first, 2 in a row for the Bombers. A very clean start to this game so far.
8 goals in his 13 games last year, big Tom Belchambers, and there's some glimpses, Richo, of what I think he needs to do if he is going to succeed in this game, and that's exactly that. He can't rely on just being a lumbering ruckman who's going to just win the hit-outs. His mobility and agility, I think, has improved, and if you can add that aspect to his game, you've got a good prospect here for the Bombers.
That is fantastic to see a ruckman pushing forward out of the middle of the ground and presenting himself inside 50, exactly what you want.
Enjoying the moment, the big fella, Tom Bell-Chambers. Dysel Heppel, happy with his work. Congratulates him on that.
Carmichael Hunt in there on Hocking in the middle of the ground.
Gone in there already, and he looks like he's gone there to blanket him as well. You can just see him in the foreground there, but he got sucked to the ball, didn't he, Carmichael Hunt? Here they go out of the middle once again. An opportunity for the Bombers to hurley down low, couldn't hold the mark. Davey was there. Initially it was Howlett with the attack forward. And
Tackle.
high tackle by Warnock.
Straight to him. There.
Davey back into the Bomber lineup this week. 60 metres out, kicks it into the pocket, looking for Ryder. Carmichael Hunt did well to kill the ball. And now Hocking bundled over the line.
Probably wasn't the right option in the end from Davey. He had Big Bell-Chambers presenting in the central corridor again. Just went wide to the pocket. Would have been better off coming into the middle of the ground.
Bell-Chambers again.
Fine.
Lingy, what about the surface on this ground? It looks absolutely immaculate.
It certainly is, BT. It's a beautiful night for footy. None of the players can use conditions or surface or anything like that as an excuse tonight. It'll be a good game. Great
little boutique stadium. Brand new it is. Great initiative by the Queensland government and the AFL. Here's Monfries. How good is that for a sending ball? Didn't go at it, so I thought he should have there, Remus. Zach Smith instead lines up, and the overlap run for Bock is good. Won't he be an added bonus for them in defence this week? Here's Hall, the young man from Tassie, knocked away by Kyle Hardingham.
Really evident so far watching this game is that the in-close contested stuff so far for the Gold Coast is good. It helps when you've got Ablett, Richatelli, Zach Clark, as you mentioned, Zach Smith, very, very competent. But the run and spread out of the contest, they're getting smashed.
Hibberd with a long ball to Cramery again. He's very good overhead. And he doesn't let the Bombers down there.
And that's naturally, as you develop, you learn to gut run and push hard away from the footy. And it's not part of their makeup at the moment. They haven't got the pre-seasons behind them, haven't got the experience to do it. But you want to see some signs of that starting to improve. At the moment, that all the run outside of the pack is all Essendon.
For the third consecutive goal, Cramery just tries to nurse that one through, and he does it very nicely indeed. 3 in a row for the Bombers. Cramery with a new jumper number this year in 12 in his 26th game. And he's a very, very good mark overhead, is Cramery.
Right-hand side, exactly.
Well, this is another contested mark. That's his second contested mark inside 50 already, and they're number 1 in the competition for this area, and some warning signs early for the Gold Coast Suns.
Carmichael Hunt slides and wins the ball and gone in to show a bit of vigour, and he started on the bench. I like the way he come on and immediately tried to show some aggression. Just got to get the ball now, or stop Hocking getting it.
He's explosive that first couple of steps.
You can see him just off to the left there. He just gets sucked to the ball when he's trying to block a man. High tackle there by Hunt. Essendon with a free ball, and they get the opportunity through Pears. Pears over the top to a very clean Monfries, and back as well. Now Dempsey. Love this player. Love the way he plays the game, Dempsey. An added bonus, getting him back this year.
What Das made before about the spread on the outside ball, that's just young players. You only have to not concentrate for a split second, and that gives your opponent 5 metres, and it's all over in modern footy.
Fraser did well, but Hardingham, the boy from Cogent up in Western Australia. His dad, Toot, is a bus designer and builder. I don't know whether you knew that, Richo, but...
I had no idea, Brian. Thanks for filling me in. We'll need a bus, I'll give you a call.
Yeah, well, they're good bus builders over there. Here is Stanton. Once again, they go very deep into that pocket, which you said last time, Richo, wasn't the right way to go.
I think on that occasion he had nothing else to go to, so nothing wrong with that. Down the line, force a stoppage, they can set up again.
All the Gold Coast reserves players having a look at things from the top deck here. Sneaky handball from Watson to Jeddah. Jeddah just didn't bend it around enough under enormous pressure from Swallow, I think it was.
Corresponding game last year, Essendon and the Gold Coast. The Bombers kicked 94 points in the first quarter.
94-1.
And it was one of the greatest smashings you've ever seen.
That was their best ever, I think.
I think it was a world record, Richo. Criticism has been, without seeing Gold Coast live in the first 2 rounds, is that they haven't improved their defensive mindset. That's what you want to see a bit tonight. Are they more organised and running harder to defend?
Yes, that was round 6 last year, Das. 139-point win.
In the marking contest. Time on.
So Hurley with the free ball here. Thought about Jeddah wide. And now goes once again into that pocket, this time without success. Bock able to tidy things up here for the Gold Coast, getting themselves into a bit of trouble. And incorrect disposal, says the umpire, and this will be an Elwyn Davey free.
That's what he's in the team for, isn't he? A small forward. Your job is to lock the ball inside the forward 50.
Staggers me that he's in and out of the side, Rich. I can understand he's inconsistent, but with his leg speed and that ability to do that, he should play every week and be an extraordinary player for this team.
The guy there that committed the error, Riscatelli, just not quite as sharp as he was to start last year off that best and fairest with the Brisbane Lions. Just watched him in his first 2 games this year, and he's just building still.
He was quiet last week in the first quarter, especially against St Kilda. Didn't get a lot of the football, and they need those guys to play well, which he did last year.
So what is it with Elwyn Davey that he's not always in the side?
Yeah, well, James Hird would be demanding a consistent effort and performance. Will that kick in from Hardbrow's cause some trouble?
There's the boy I told you to watch in Prestia, and Prestia smother. He dropped the easy mark initially. Thank goodness he got on the end of a smother.
What is going on with Dion Prestia? We need to hear from you, Brian. Is he your 5th son? Is there a relation? Because you're pumping him up Leon Davis style.
Just out of the Calder Cannons. He's a very good player that I've been watching come through juniors, Assumption College, out of the mini factory there. Here's a free to Jobe Watson directly in front.
Thank you, Bobby, but just here. Thanks.
Unusual for Jobe to have those racy boots on. The fluoros.
Was your man, I think, Brian, who might have just had a little hold of the jumper there.
Yes, he's just made a couple of blues, the little human meatball. Aussie will be sitting at home in the lounge with the legs up, having a good look at his son. There is Watson in the meantime, directly in front. Shouldn't be any problems. It's not. The Bombers get 4 in a row. So a lot of Bomber fans up here. Jobe Watson gets off to a nice start and enjoys the work. So just in 2nd gear at the moment, you think, the Bombers. 20-point leaders already after 12 minutes of play. There is the midfield getting together and talking.
Watch me coming out the back.
Gold Coast are trying to do the right things here. They're in at the footy, but they're almost like bees to a honeypot. Too many numbers inside. As Das touched on before, Essendon outspreading them from the contest and killing them on the outside.
I'll have.
Bad ball up by the umpire, so we'll have a re-throw.
Good rule, this one. Give another crack at it and toss it up so you can't make the 2nd bad bounce in a row.
Up they go. This time Smith's there. Ablett with his 3rd clearance of this first quarter already. Couldn't quite get on the end of it, Day. Prestia with the tackle. Stant was unloaded. Really nicely done. Picked up there by Hall. Snap around the body. Here he is. The 350-game superstar, Dusty.
And there's that anticipation. That was just a scrappy kick into the forward line, but funny that the good players and the guys that have been around forever just read it off the boot that much quicker.
Let's see how clean they can be here, the Bombers. They've been perfect out of defence so far. They look sharp tonight.
Their transition from defensive 50's been great in the first 2 rounds.
Knock away in the end. Bell Chambers giving no latitude. Hocking through traffic. Zaharakis. Riscatelli at ground level. Fumbled the ball, did Lynch. Melksham. In went Taylor. It looked like Taylor. In fact, it might have been Swallow. It was Swallow.
Great hard attack
Yep.
from Swallow on that occasion. We're talking about the defensive ability of the Gold Coast Sun. One of the issues just watching it here tonight, Richard, all these young kids were the best players in the under-18 competition. They were all Australians. They won the footy on their own terms. They didn't have to tackle too much or chase too much because everyone was chasing them. So they're all learning that AFL footy requires that element of your game to be at its best all the time, otherwise you get smashed, and that learning curve for them is going to be steep, because if they don't value defence, they're just going to keep getting hammered.
Harley Bennell in amongst this as well, and another player that's been in really good form for Gold Coast. There he is, number 11 in the middle of it all. Boy from Western Australia. Fletcher again does all the little things that matter, doesn't he? Tears.
Not sure Josh Fraser's that happy. Comes back into the side tonight. Lines up on Dustin Fletcher.
Downfield.
Inside forward 50.
Your free kick. Downfield, yes. Time on.
Free kick downfield for the handling of Monfries. Will go to Pears. Risky kick in the middle, but he's made it work to Jakey Carlisle. This kid here is going to be a really good player for the Bombers. I see him as a centre-half forward when he gets up and running when he's about 24 years of age.
Good hands, hasn't he? He's got that contested marking ability that you love to see.
Dempsey on the run. Heppel needs to get on the left. He does now, trying to bend it around the body. High ball. Doug Chambers is back there. No winner in the air. Now it's a ground level ball to be won. Did he have it? Hocking. Left foot round the corner. Did well. Gold Coast players and umpires say touched. Minor score.
Dyson Heppel just
100%.
sneaked off the interchange bench there and ran on and nearly got himself a
Thanks for checking though, Tommy.
gifted goal. They're nice when you can just
You got
sneak
the blue
on
dot,
like that.
mate. You got the blue dot.
They're quick, the Bombers, aren't they? You look at their side and you see Jetta and Courtney Dempsey back in, so important. Zaharakis is lightning.
And they'd be enjoying this fast track as well, Das. Just suited perfectly.
Yeah.
Absolutely loving it. Look at this. Zach Smith in the middle of a couple of Bombers. Monfries, who's getting a stack of the ball here already. Smith. Weller. The little man crushed underneath all of that in Shaw. There's Fletcher. Got to go. He did it, Hall. And Hall's hurt. He's had the stuffing knocked out of him. Prestia should have gone. He didn't. Jake Carlisle did.
Holding the footy.
Incorrect disposal against Carlisle. And Shaw's in trouble.
Play on.
So Matt Shaw in a little bit of trouble as Ablett. Here's Prestia, funny little right-hand handball when it should have been on the left. Smith, another funny little right-hand handball that should have been on the left. Let's see if this man can do it. Carmichael Hunt, nicely controlled ball to Matera.
That was fantastic by Carmichael Hunt. Got the ball in traffic, and I thought he was going to blaze away to the top of the goal square.
Here's Matera from 50 metres out. High ball off the hands of Brennan. What about those two handballs? That funny little right-hand handballs could have been just left-handers, does.
It reminds me a bit of Ronnie Burns from Geelong, who couldn't handle on his left hand at all. It's amazing you can get through to this level. And as I said, these guys were the best juniors. No one probably got near them. Didn't have to worry about a left-handed handball. It's a bit of a different story. Well played, Hunt.
Cole Hardingham with that kick. Will win Mark of the Year one year, no doubt about that. Here's Caddy. Josh Caddy goes inside 50. Need an opportunity here. Heppel got the give and go, all in the one action. Pears thinking his way through. Watching in the dashy red boots. Hurley in the foot race here. What can he do against Warnock? Hurley goes to ground. Did he get one high? I think so.
Well, he deserved that.
Hurley, now a short ball, and he finds Reimers.
That was fantastic. The ball went over Hurley's head, and his second effort to get back onto it and then dive onto the ball and win the free kick and then play on quickly and get the ball into Reimers. I love the way he goes about it, Michael Hurley. You know that he's going to give every single bit of energy he has to every contest, Brian.
Unfortunate, this guy. He was told by the coach a few years ago to remove the fluoro boots. Now everyone's wearing them.
He's gone for the traditional white now.
Just gone for the stock standard whiters. Reimers kicks the goal. 5 in a row for the Bombers. So the Bombers doing this very, very comfortably at the moment. They look incredibly clean. Monfries getting plenty of the ball. Watson's got plenty of it as well. So is Hocking, Howlett and Pears off half-back. They look good at the moment. 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. And a 26-point margin.
We know the Suns need all of their experienced bodies out there. Campbell Brown not playing tonight, but he's mic'd up in the grandstand. Brownie, welcome to you. Thanks for joining us tonight. We've been talking a lot, Brownie, about the defensive pursuits in the game. How much of a focus has that been for Bluey McKenna?
Yeah, it's been a huge focus for us, Das. Obviously, we're aware of it, that we need to get a lot better at it, and it's just about teaching the young guys. It's more things like one at the ball carrier, one at the receiver, and things like that. You've already seen a couple of Gold Coast Suns guys go at the Essendon guy and allow an easy option.
It's the part of the game you love, Brownie. I'll ask you in a minute. These young players, a lot of them played the game on their own terms, is my theory, in the under-18 level. Is that something they're having to learn more than perhaps other players that have played before them?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And the other thing that we've been poor in the start of the year is just effort. You can have all the talent in the world, but you don't need talent to go in there and win the hard footy and show some effort. And I think we've started well tonight, but certainly allowed Essendon the last 3 or 4 easy goals.
Campbell Brown sitting alongside a lookalike Guy Pearce almost. A couple of smooth operators sitting next to Brownie. Gee, he picks his mark. Heppel.
He's well connected, Brownie.
Oh, he is. He doesn't sit next to it. Well, he just gets next to the right people, Brownie. There's no doubt about that. Cramery taking on Warnick. Tried to turn him inside out there. And the interception now Bock just got it away. Was turned beautifully by Davey. Matera looking for support. Bennell went through his hands. He'll recover it. He does risk it. Tally. Brennan fumbles, fiddles and faddles. Here is Hardingham launching a long ball. Cramery, knock of the arms, I think. Paid the mark, in fact.
Cramery's, his ability to lead back into space and anticipate where the ball's going before the defender is very, very good. I'm not sure where he was, but Essendon have got a beauty here. He has been a fantastic player last year. Started the year off well again this year. I think he had problems with his aerobic.
190 centimetres, a bit taller than you think, 190.
But he plays small as well.
Cramery comes in on the left, just let it fade out to the left there. A little, a minor scored, a little casual.
Let's get down to Lingy, who's been keeping a close eye on Carmichael Hunt. How's he tracking, Lingy?
I've been intrigued by Carmichael Hunt. I like a couple of things I've seen tonight. Just his ability to lower the vision going inside forward 50 instead of blazing away, and then was able to cut off a mark about 30 seconds later. Shows me he's really learning the game.
Yeah, playing with a bit of intent tonight, isn't he, Lingy?
Absolutely, BT. It's great to see.
Yeah, it is indeed. Here the Bombers trying to lock it inside their forward 50 at the moment. Heppel in his favoured side. Bending ball back in. Dangerous one over the top. If it gets to Hurley, it didn't. In the end, and a bit of a let-off there for Gold Coast.
See Michael Hurley on screen. He just... frustration. He's a great competitor, that man there.
Yep.
He was so disappointed the footy didn't get through. He's got a great presence for a young man and a key forward. Demands the footy.
Like a bull, isn't he? Bell Chambers, Josh Fraser did it nicely. Has recovered now, Shaw. Against Hibberd. Stanton. High ball in. Lynch elevates, couldn't get it done in the air.
Touch you.
Heard the umpire's call. Pears dropped an absolute sitter. Hardingham to tidy it up. Normally a good kick. Monfree's trying to get rid of his man, just busting through. Did it really well in the end, Hurley. Elwyn Davey now, just sideways. Pears. Not the required journey. Here is Hardingham. Will look to get it long. He does. That's without great direction, though, because a lot of Gold Coast jumpers back there. And off the ball. A silly free kick, I think, given away by Weller there, as Hurley's in trouble. They had that covered then, Gold Coast. There was no need. There's the Hurley hit. And now the ball in the hands of the Bombers with that kick.
Yeah, it was David Swallow, I think. Just pretty obvious screen, wasn't it? Yeah, they had the ball covered and just overplayed it a little bit.
And Melksham has the ball. As a result, 35 metres out directly in front here. Or a little tiny bit of angle about it, I guess, and posted it again. So a few let-offs for Gold Coast.
Just an area they'd be disappointed with early in this game is the clearance for the Gold Coast Suns. It was one area last year they were pretty good at. They're getting smashed again this week, and they have been ordinary in the first few rounds. It's something they need to have a look at quarter time.
Bock with a beautiful kick to Smith, who really should have marked that. It was well done by Ryder to get a claw there.
10-5 clearances, and it was something they hung their hat on last year, and it's dropped away early this year.
Some Bomber fans have already turned their back, disinterested. Maybe watching it on the scoreboard.
The opposite. There's a lot to look at here on the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
There's much entertainment in the crowd. Meter maids Seen Virgin flight attendants floating around. There's a bit going on off the park as well here tonight.
Send Lingy down to tell that gentleman to turn around. Look at that sizzler from Dion Prestia. The human meatball to Fraser on the lead was simply magnificent.
He's got Bock out the back here for Josh Fraser with a mismatch on Courtney Dempsey.
Got to get it into
There it is. You'd pull the trigger there, Josh. He's going to go back and have a shot. Got to kick it.
Fraser from the toughest of angles, right on the 50-metre arc where it meets the boundary. And just offline to the left-hand side. Mick Fanning, of course, fresh off his win down at Bells a couple of weeks ago.
Now, I know nothing about surfing, but that surfing final at Bells, that was some of the best TV you'll see.
Oh, no, it was absolutely magnificent, Richo. Look at this. Zaharakis, Mick Fanning, of course, winning that Bells Pro down there. A tough one to win. He's a Queenslander.
Mad Bombers fan. BT.
There's Weller. And that's a poor kick from Weller to Bock, who's looks like he's gone forward, Bocky.
Yeah, I think it's a good option to put him forward, but there's no use having him forward if you don't get the ball inside 50. And only had the 5 inside 50 so far. You're going to have him down there. Got to try and generate a bit more ball.
Some fans there, one elected to get into the Lycra. You sometimes wonder why, but anyway, he came. That's the main thing. Pairs.
Let's just hope you never don the Lycra, BT.
Won't be seeing me selecting Lycra, Richo. But of course, with your torso, we'd love to see you in the Lycra one day.
I don't think so, Brian.
Zaharakis at half-back. Heppel.
That's what Campbell Brown was telling us before, who's mic'd up for us tonight in the grandstand, that they are working really hard on this. And you can see the defensive run here. Well played by Harley Burnell. He's gone step for step with Dempsey and had a win. That'll be on the highlights tape of how they want to play more often.
Michael Hunt doing well on that occasion. There's Ablett, got a bit of run. Watson gave up the chase a little too early in my book. Goes inside. Good grab taken by Day. Back to the little master. Ablett from 60. No one in the goal square, just misses.
Just having a nice little period here, aren't they, the last 3 or 4 minutes? They've got themselves into the game now. They've had a couple of repeat inside 50s. Just need to hold sway now to quarter time.
Well, when you look at this stage last year, Richo, they were 80-odd points down at the same time last year. I mean, things have improved a little, I think.
I'll tell you one rule I'm picking up here, BT. If G. Ablett is anywhere near it, the Suns players give it to him.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you? He's in extraordinary form.
Indeed they do. Hibbard against Matera, kept it alive. We'll throw it back in.
Just want to be a touch careful, Ablett. You can't overdo it. You've actually got to be in the right place, Richo, at the right time as well. We know he's a genius, but if he's running backwards towards the boundary line with 4 players on him, maybe then you hold back.
Well, you just need to teach the right habits, and you don't want to give it if he's running towards the boundary line. It just makes all the play up the ground, then go wider and wider. So at times you have to hold back from giving it to him.
You're spot on there, boys. That's a big thing with the Gold Coast young players' development. They can't become too Ablett conscious. It actually creates bad habits rather than good habits.
The voice of Cameron Ling.
Lingy knows a bit about the good habits down at Geelong.
Got a few good habits. In fact, have they got any bad habits down there? And does raise an interesting point, because when you're like Gold Coast and GWS and you're obviously going to lose a lot of games initially, do you think you develop those bad habits, Richo?
Well, that's the thing I tend to worry about with these start-up expansion teams. You don't want these young guys to, they're coming into a culture and you're losing each week. You hope that it wouldn't harm their development. So that's why you've got to keep doing the right things and just stick at it.
Josh Caddy, a lot of injuries for him last year. Look at the kick. That's an enormous kick from 55 metres out. Josh Caddy, a thumper.
What happened there?
Fans are enjoying that.
Just carried and carried and carried. Like a ribbing golf shot that you don't overswing. Caress that through, and it just was a perfect hit on a beautiful night. No wind to worry about. Good goal.
Well, that was just a magnificent launch from Caddy from 55 metres out. Minute 20 to go. You can see him wind up here, and that was there all the way. Time in forward half in this quarter. The Bombers have owned 62% of the ball. And that is a fair domination.
We've had 4 of the last inside 50s. Got that great goal there to Caddy. So they finished this quarter off well.
High on.
Hibbard doing well in the disposals. That's the top 5 on the ground.
Mine.
Here is Howlett, Weller, Jeddah, and Warnock. Now Matera. Back to Weller. An opportunity for him. Harbrow, who was one of their really good players last week in a poor game. Matera out wide. There's Bennell. He was very impressive last week as well, and Del Chambers happy to find the line. Let's get down to Doc.
Yeah, just a little bit of a concern with Courtney Dempsey going on the race with the Essendon Doc BT. Just having him checked. I'll let you know when he gets back up.
He's coming back from a Rico too, Doc, isn't he?
He is. He's been back since his Rico early last year.
Okay, keep an eye on that, Courtney Dempsey.
A massively important player in their side, Courtney Dempsey. I think one of their real advantages is speed, and he just creates so much from there. Brilliant runner. Let's hope nothing serious. The Doc will be all over that very shortly.
Here's a bit of a hamstring history too, if I'm remembering correctly, prior to the knee. Ground level ball here. Zaharakis went to ground. Did Ablett have it? Howlett wasn't all that concerned if he did. Thumped him into the turf. Here's Stanton. Look at that. Through 3 of them. In the direction of Ryder. Lynch did well.
Can't work out why Brent Stanton is a maligned player for the Bombers. He was runner-up in the best and fairest last year. First 2 rounds this year he's been sensational, but there's been something in his history, Richo, that the Bombers fans are hard on him, and football people in general. I can't quite get it.
Well, he's been a pretty consistent performer, and he started off this year in really good form. He's a hard runner. I think at times maybe people thought he got a little bit forward of the football, but he certainly worked on that, and he's doing plenty of good stuff defensively, and his contested footy's great as well, and he gut runs, and that takes courage to gut run.
Well, the quarter-time siren sounds, and it's just a 21-point lead to the Bombers, so a good result here for Gold Coast, and they very much stay in the hunt. He was very impressive. 350 for that man. The Bombers look sharp and ready to play some good footy. Can't wait for the second quarter to get underway. We'll be back in just a moment.
String reconstruction, so that is the side where they're looking at, so you'd have to wonder whether that is an involvement, because we know that's the trouble with Winderlick and Prismal, Bombers too.
Some Dustin Fletcher supporters there in the crowd. There's Watson in the middle. Swallow with a hefty bump there on Monfries. Here's Carmichael, who's playing a bit like a rage bull tonight, isn't he?
Let him up.
This is a good start to the second quarter. They got on top in the clearances, the Suns. They had 4-2 in the last 5 minutes. We just heard Hurdy say that the last 5 minutes the Bombers dropped off, but the Suns picked it up and they've started again with a good contest here.
This is the first time I've seen Carmichael Hunt get angry and actually want to get in there. It
looks like he could hurt you, doesn't he?
Throw his body around a bit. Yeah, I like what I see. Melksham to Monfries. Ducked under the tackle, Swallow. Wide. There's Shaw. Able to get through the middle with a clean ball. It's a high one. Fletcher's under it. We've got a sub happening here at the moment. We'll get down to Cameron Ling in just a moment. Off half back they go. Lingy, what do you got for us?
Dempsey out and Dyson in, boys. Doc called it perfectly at quarter time.
Okay, Dempsey out. Dyson, the sub, has been activated very early in this game. High ball into the Bomber forward 50. Crammery underneath it. Couldn't quite bring it in on that occasion. Carmichael Hunt again. Well done, and I think he's got the free kick here. He got him lower and harder than anyone else.
I like him around the contest. They're starting at the centre bounce. He's got that great first initial step and speed, and as you said, a bit of aggression, Richo. It's a bit of presence around the ball that they need.
That's his starting points. That's what he knows he can do. He knows he can go hard at the ball and put his body in like he did here, and he won himself a free kick. Once he learns to then spread after the initial contest and start getting some uncontested footy, now it's going to be a lot better for his game.
Here he's alongside Jobe Watson. You see, again, putting his big frame in the right spot.
On freeze. Riscatelli there. I think he just thought that he had to be careful in our game because it's very different to league, that he didn't hurt someone, and I think he's just all of a sudden clicked, hang on a minute, I can be a little more aggressive than I'm being. Here's Alan Davey, able to conjure something up. Had a fire and missed.
Just got a tweet through Brian, actually.
Yes.
It's #7sport.
Yeah,
and they want to see you in the Lycra you mentioned before. Mark Kleiman mentioned that.
Well, don't try and be silly, Richo. You see me in the Lycra. opportunity. No need for me to do that at all, Richo, unless you can find a reason, and I can't. Here's Smith. Swallow. Although I'd love to see you in it. The big 6'6", 105 Kegs. Matthew Richardson. Swallow in the middle. Over the top to Bennell. Caught with the ball. Little socket of Smith was good. There's Carlisle. Got the break on Russell on that occasion. Went wide. Ryder! He's got the capabilities to be a supreme aerialist, as Paddy Ryder. Pears cutting it off Harbrow. Half back for the Gold Coast. Ripping kick into Russell. Bock wanted it too long. He can't kick that far, someone tell him. Opportunity now for Gold Coast to go into Fraser. Did he get a push? No. And I think that's off the boot of the Bombers and should be an out of bounds on the full.
That was a good build-up there. They actually maintained possession for 3 or 4 possessions in a row. So look at this.
See that off the boot?
Yep. That was definitely there.
So that's a Josh Fraser free. He was onto it immediately.
He claimed that one.
He did. And plays on with a centering ball and finds the little man in Shaw, or Hall it is, in fact. Aaron Hall.
It started at half-back with Jared Harbrow intercept marking and launching an attack from there. They need more of that out of Harbrow. He was recruited for that reason, to launch attacks from half-back. Hasn't seen a lot of it early, but when he gets the ball and runs and carries like that, he becomes a very damaging player.
From North Hobart, this young man Hall.
We love Tassie, BT.
It's the task. Love being down there. Richo, little left to right fader across the goals. In fact, got none of it in the end. As you can see, Watson coming off in the foreground for a well-earned rest.
Bring it back. Over here.
There's Carmichael Hunt, and Cameron Ling all over the fact that he's been sent to follow Joe Watson around, and Watson's come off for a break. But I reckon that's great coaching. Watson, one of the best inside midfielders in the game, and why not give Carmichael Hunt, I should say, that experience of running around with one of the best.
Haven't been able to take a trip with their subs this year, the Bombers. Round 1 lost Hocking early first quarter. Round 2 lost Hill first quarter, and now Dempsey first quarter.
If that's a soft tissue injury in the first 3 rounds, that's 5 players that have gone down with soft tissues at the Bombers. It has to be a concern to them when it becomes a trend like that.
Shaw, inside 50. Fraser, the intended target. And a free kick will go the Little Masters' way.
That was very funny. He got up, he knew the free kick was there, and then the panic, he thought someone was going to play on it. Have a look at this. Went the free kick, and then Josh Fraser, he thought, hang on, Josh, don't you go have a snap. Hey, give it back to me. That's my role. I'm the man that kicks the goals, and fair enough too. This is the man you want shooting for you.
That man there, Hocking, there's the bite mark from Kyle Remus' dog. Tried to maul him. And here is Ablett.
I reckon I could guess what sort of dog Kyle would have.
Yeah. Ablett, magnificent. Really saying, Richo, that owners look like their dogs?
No, I just think they have similar traits to their owners. And
you'd have a poodle or something?
Oh, no, I'm detecting some sort of terrier or staffy, something around that type.
Pitbull type of
something around
arrangement.
That.
Hey, boys, it's back to a 16-point margin here. Doc Larkins, we were speaking about Dempsey before. What can you add to it?
It is a hamstring injury, just to follow up on what Richo was saying. So another soft tissue, and there's a bit of pit bull in that dog. I can confirm that, BT.
Is there really? So I wonder how they're getting on together with the relationship after Dog got between them. Das. There's Ablett. Look at that for a kick to Bock on the lead. Bock thought about the short, went to the top of the square, need a launcher here. A lot of holding going on. Stanton under enormous pressure. So is Pears. Tackled there by Sam Day. I like Ablett with a bit of a finger in that contest as well.
They're right back in this in all areas. They've evened up the possession count, and they're starting to play on and they're starting to get a bit of confidence. Bock playing on there. They're putting Essendon under the pump and getting it inside 50 quickly, making the defenders defend.
Back inside. Fraser. Good build-up. Harley Bennell got around. Right foot snap. Out of bounds, said the boundary umpire.
A little bit of silk there, wasn't there, from that man? It was one of their high draft picks putting this list together.
He looks happier this year. He looked very unhappy last year, and I believe was very homesick. Quick kick out of the pack. Was very homesick last year and didn't enjoy it. This year, I'm hearing that he's much more comfortable in his surroundings up here.
And that is great news. And again, one of the challenges of the new expansion teams is that you're bringing a massive group of young people together away from home. Gold Coast isn't your standard environment to live in.
Full contact.
Some challenges.
Advantage.
Lynch, you heard the advantage call there. 2-on-1 in favour of the Bombers. In the end, they do it pretty well. Back to Brennan, though, who dropped a mark. He's dropped a couple tonight. Belt Chambers, Cramery, Jeddah. Can he get on the gas? Drawing handball to Hocking. On the left boot, strolling in, missed.
Jeez, he hit that well on his left peg.
Really disappointing, that last effort from Jarrod Brennan. As one of their key players, they've actually got some momentum in this game, Richo, going about it beautifully. A simple chest mark and a skill, it's just not good enough.
That's concentration, Darcy.
It is, and it's unforgivable. If you are a high-paid recruit in this team, you've got to do the basic things well.
Carmichael Hunt, impressive. Gave it to Matera. An open forward line here as well. Bock over the back. Tries to bundle Carlisle under the ball. Succeeded. The clean pick-up on the left, centering ball. Hall's there to take the mark. Couldn't get it done. Heppel off hands. Kept it alive. Magnificent. Little snap over the head by Hall. Brilliant play. Kept alive by Bennell. Was it Carmichael Hunt that kept it alive, or Harley Bennell there to Shaw or to Hall to give him the goal? Magnificent Gold Coast play, and they're within 10 points. It was Bennell.
There's Carmichael Hunt starting this surge forward from half-back, and it's something they've been able to do in the last 5 to 6 minutes, is start to build some possession chains up. Inside 50, that was just a hack to the top of the square, but they kept the ball alive and put the defenders under the pump in the goal square. That's a nice goal, and they're well and truly back in this game now.
Absolutely. Just 10 points in it, so a relaxed Bomber outfit all of a sudden. Been taking the challenge here. You can see Bennell kept it alive just, or did he? Or did he?
I'm not sure about that one, BT.
And then Hall to finish. Bell Chambers to Watson, inside 50. One-on-one here. Hurley and Warnock. Hurley went to ground, probably didn't need to. Gave Warnock an opportunity. Harbrow back inside. Pressed here. Taken by the sub Dyson. Trying to crash through here. Look at that for a pulverising Carmichael Hunt tackle. Absolutely nailed him.
I love the way he's going about it tonight, Hunt. He's got aggression. Question without notice to you, Richo. Is this one that they could refer up to the video technology if there was some doubt from the goal umpire? Why didn't he stop the play and go up, or does it have to be on a stop play?
I think anything to do with scoring on the goal line, why not?
Here he goes again, boys. Hunt involved in this passage of play. He's playing some great footy. Matera on fire. Need to be cool here. That's a horrible kick. Just panicked a little in his desperation to move the ball on. And now Fletcher. Just landed inside the field of play.
They're a touch rattled at the moment, the Bombers, and that man there has got some real fear amongst the Essendon midfielders. He's got amongst it, Richo, and set the tone for this quarter.
It's his life and energy and his hardness at the contest at the moment. Probably the best I've seen him play, I'd say, Das.
Right up. Back inside. Opportunity here, Matera picks it up, shot directly in front of goal, and he's got it. Unbelievable scenes here as Matera has kicked the goal, and they are on a roll, the Gold Coast.
4 goals in a row to the Gold Coast Suns, and the crowd just starting to get involved. Very nice crowd. Beautiful night here on the Gold Coast, and we've got a game on our hands.
All across the ground, the Gold Coast Suns are starting to win the crucial contest. Important one-on-ones right across, and are getting on top of this game. James Hird touched on it at quarter time, how important the contest was. Well, the Suns are showing them up at the moment.
Here's Prestia out of the middle with an important one. 4 consecutive goals here for the Gold Coast, and they're going to go forward again. Harbrow to Riskatelli. Riskatelli's got a bit of time here. Nicely created. Can he find someone with the ball? Day went at it. Watson to Jeddah on the counter. Here go the Bombers. This is when they're at their best. Over the top. Here's the little man. Watch him run. Gave it back to Jeddah. Jeddah from inside the centre square. Beautiful kick. Found an opportunity there for Cranberry. He runs and plays on. Beautiful counter-attack football played by the Bombers there, resulting in the Cranberry goal, his second of the night. What a ripping second quarter of football we're seeing here at the moment. Explosive through the middle of the Bombers.
Yeah, nice reply here from the Bombers, Richo. This is what is their trademark, as BT called, their leg speed and run. And Jeddah, Davey, back to Jeddah, genuine pace, and a coast-to-coast goal. Big reply from the Bombers.
Love watching the Bombers, so clean in that play. Prestia out of the middle.
It's almost their trademark.
Matera. Gold Coast come back immediately. Ablett. Game on here at Metricon.
Well, this is one for the champ, isn't it, to get an immediate reply. But I reckon there's 3 things you can do in footy. You can win the contest. Then once you get the ball, you've got to use it efficiently. And then when they get the ball, you've got to tackle. They're probably the 3 areas. And the Gold Coast are in front in all of them this quarter. And it's a fantastic quarter of footy.
Tough kick. Look at the focus on the eyes of Ablett. Comes in. That's a damn good-looking ball. Gary. Ablett gets Gold Coast within 4 with his second goal of the quarter. And the little superstar doing a great job here. Well, Ablett kicks his second of the quarter. Campbell Brown's sitting in the stands. Campbell, you've got to be excited with what you're seeing in this quarter.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy now down here at ground level. I think led by Carmichael Hunt's attack on the footy and Gary Ablett's polish.
Here's Ablett out of the middle. Stay there, Brownie. We're coming back to you with a question from Richo. Here we go forward once again. Bennell got it off. Bock was hassled out of it. Here's an opportunity for Swallow. Beautiful one-touch footy. Left foot ball, high ball. Up they go in the air. Offhand, Smith. Can he soccer it? No, he can't. Here's Richo with Campbell Brown.
Well, Brownie, it's all happening, and it's starting in the clearances. You've won 6 out of the last 7, something you were really good at last year.
Yeah, we were really good at it last year, and for some reason the first 2 rounds of the year we've been absolutely smashed. So they're getting in there one-on-one to our forwards and giving them an opportunity, and we're actually scoring.
Nice work, Brownie. Hall just snapping the behind there. Could have put them in front. Still interested in the characters that Campbell Brown has sitting around him.
He knows a lot of people. Don't worry about that.
He does.
Good operator, Brownie.
I think the rain's about to come down here.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Lingy, is it already coming down?
Yes, it certainly is, mate. That when I said the players had no excuses for good footy, well, yeah. Change that. It's coming down quite heavy.
There's Jeddah. Had to go low. Carmichael Hunt again. This is an impressive Carmichael Hunt display. Harbrow, Howlett at ground level. Bombers through Melksham and Heppel. Howlett bangs it forward. An opportunity here once again. Well done by Tate. Picked up here by Warnock through the middle of the ground. Pouring rain. Monfree's on the counter. Got the loose man down there. Big Bellchambers. Lynch will close on him. Bellchambers soccers. Did it come off the shin? I think it did. And a minor score.
Good reminder, I think, for everyone on the footy world watching tonight, just to draw breath on the Gold Coast Suns. Average age of 22, average games played of 44. It is one of the youngest teams ever put together in the history of AFL, VFL football. They're going to have times where they get belted. It is the young kids versus the high school kids. And all we need to see is just development. And tonight we've seen Carmichael Hunt improve. We've seen the young midfielders play really well. Their good players play well. This is the story that will take some time, but good to see it happening tonight.
Hall caught with the ball, lucky to be allowed to get rid of it. Here's Hunt through some traffic, and there's a few starting to step out of the way when he lines them up now. Shaw at ground level, picked up in the end by Howlett. Handball rider, good decision made. Got it to the speedy Dyson. He says, come on, come at me, someone. I'm not sure whether he was going for goal, but he just about got it there. These showers have been happening all day up on the Gold Coast here today, but you can rest assured it'll clear up shortly.
Yeah, it was wet when we got up here this morning. That was good play by Dyson. He called the forward to lead into the football, and then he went for the goal square. He knew what he was doing. He was opening up the goal face.
Jared Brennan out to a one-on-one with Ablett and Hocking. Worked him under nicely. Jetta decides to corral Ablett and lessen the damage. Warnock down the line with a Heath Hocking smother that was impressive.
One of those players you watch, Gary Ablett there, and a one-on-one in horrendous position, but still able to win the contest. That's a good view of how heavy the rain's coming down at ground level. The surface here is as good as I've seen at any ground anywhere, so no issues in terms of for this one getting chopped up.
Gold Coast on their bikes again. Guess who? A man on a mission today. Got it on to Prestia. Prestia long ball in. Carlisle fights for the ball. Buck did well. Left foot snap over the shoulder for the lead. Has missed.
Missed everything.
6 disposals this quarter for Carmichael Hunt, and you can see his belief growing by the second out there. He's attacking the ball with a lot of force and grunt.
This is his best game, Richo.
Yeah, definitely.
Best I've seen him play, and it is fantastic to see, I've got to add. The Bombers now, some numbers around the ball here. Just repeating the news, Courtney Dempsey with a hamstring injury has been subbed out of the game. Dyson in. There's Melksham. Back inside. Bombers to Bellchambers again. He and Lynch go at it. Did well, Bellchambers. Gathers. Looking for Reimers. Still in the hunt here, Reimers. Brennan just puts in the one claw and casually extracts the ball out of that contest, and then a ripping ball found Warnock. Matty Warnock, game 58 for him, former Demon.
Move it on. Play on, play on.
Those runners are spending a lot of time out in the ground. They're almost standing stationary, waiting for an opportunity to deliver the message. Fraser, Ryder, and now the Bombers with just a little bit of space, although Carmichael Hunt comes through and says, give me a crack at this. And the turnover completed by Carmichael Hunt. Melksham, a boy out of the Calder Cannons footy factory there with Marty Allison and Ian Kite. And that man there out of the Falcons factory.
Well, the Bombers need to get David Zaharakis into the player. Leading inside 50 player coming into this game, had 0 possessions this quarter. He's a prime mover for the Bombers now. Need to get him back into the game pretty quickly.
Bombers by 5. Look at the Bomber jumpers around this contest
there
here at the moment. Swallow somehow got on the end of it. Ablett says to his teammate, sure, you shepherd for me. I'm the heavy hitter, I'll go and get it. And a down the ground decision against Hocking.
Let's disposal number 11 for G. Ablett this quarter, 18 for the game, 2 goals. Coming off 2 40 possession games in a row to start the year. He's got Hocking trying to just curtail his influence. Good luck.
Nathan Bock with the kick, started back, has been shifted forward and seems to be enjoying the opportunity to roam far and wide up there at the moment. Another entry inside the 50. Zach Smith was there on the rebound. Melksham didn't have a lot of time. Banged it forward. Did well, Tate. Here he is, Ablett. He can hurt you. That wasn't one of his best. And now an opportunity for Crameri to tidy it up. Jeddah. You can see Hocking, bottom left. Looks like he's in a little bit of trouble there. A high ball and lost a touch on it, did Lynch, and Bell-Chambers dropped an easy one. The don't argue by Lynch says, get out of my way. And out of trouble once again, the Gold Coast. Here's Prestia. The human meatball to half forward. Howlett flew. Pears. Kick wide to Hocking. Prestia again says, get up, Brennan. Did well to advance the ball. A really, really good contest at the moment. Gold Coast 4 goals to the Bombers 1 in this second quarter.
Starting to win their fair share of 50-50 contests. The young kids have got a sense that maybe tonight is one where they can pull off a win at home. Yet to win a game here at Metricon Stadium, and with a bit of belief building here.
Yet to win a quarter this year, Gold Coast, and they're currently up by 16 in this quarter, Das. And we've got not a lot of time left in it. So an opportunity for some moderate success. The kick by Caddy. High on the head of Smith. Slippery ball, been raining for the last 5 minutes. Zach Smith got down like a little man. Gave it to the left foot and Harbrow. Gold Coast have hit the front. Gold Coast are in front.
Have a look at the fans going nuts here, Richo. The rain's coming down. Unbelievable scenes here. What a quarter from the Gold Coast Suns. Goal to Harbrow. Zach Smith, his understanding of how to play, Richo, is just fantastic. He's right out of position. Didn't give away a free kick. Look at the second effort for a man who's 206 centimetres and 100 kilos. He will be a star at some stage, that man.
Well, he was totally out of it. The ball was going over his head, but he didn't give up on it, Darcy. Pushed back with his big body, forced the ball to the front, where the predictable play is for the young crummers here. Harbrow crumbing that one, and Smith's second effort was great, but it's pretty simple. They're just winning the contested footy, and that's all you've got to do most of the time. You win the key areas, and you're normally in the contest.
What do you make of it, Lingy?
Absolutely fantastic contest by the Gold Coast Suns. I'm loving their young players just having a crack at the contest, doing the basics really well.
There's the goal kicker at half back, right in front of where Lingy sits. Swallow. Heppel being quite-ish by Heppel standards. The Swallow smother was impressive. Jeddah rammed it forward, and Warnock.
This is where they've been good, BT. They've been chopping the Bombers off at half back, and that's what you like to do. You want to be able to intercept mark in this area of the ground. It launches your attacks, and they've done it well in this quarter.
Yes, ball knocked down, rain still falling. Can't wait to see Lingy's locks in the rain a little bit later on. Here's Heppel.
There's a name for Lingy's hairstyle.
They would have watered up just nicely, I reckon.
It's looking magnificent.
Hurley onto Stanton. The smother by Harbrow affected on the ball was great. Matera will get a free at half-back.
A little bit worried about Lingy's makeup out there in the rain. He spent an extra half hour in the chair tonight.
He did. He certainly did.
I think he's vacated the seat and he's on his way up for the safety, just so the hair doesn't sort of do funny things on him. Here's Matera. Exciting quarter football, Fraser. 2:28 remaining on the clock in the first half.
Ablett's forward. He's got a one-on-one, and that's Fraser. I'd be getting it as far down as you can. They get back and block up the space.
Fraser down the line. That's not such a good kick. Doc Larkins on Heath Hocking.
Yeah, he did have to go down the race after that knock we saw, Brian. He's been assessed by Doc Reed, and Hocking will be about to come back on, so he's right to go.
Fletcher around the corner. The Bombers try and mount a challenge on the opposite side of the ground. Good kick by Dyson into Ryder. Like seeing them move the ball quickly and fluently, the Bombers. I don't like a stop-start. Staff, perhaps they're sensing the end of the quarter and they want to limit the damage. Regroup at half-time. Matera. Tape tried to charge and bore a hole through them. There is Matera again getting involved, so onto the wing. Knocked down in the direction of Smith and Ryder. They both go at it. Through the feet, Ryder first to recover, did well, got it to Dyson. A minute 29 remaining off Reamers. We'll see a boundary throw-in. So a really interesting quarter of football. We've seen 5 Gold Coast goals kicked in it. Just the one Bomber goal coming from the boot of Cramery. Carmichael Hunt on the left of screen has been simply sensational in this quarter. Look at that. Just the grab of the ball from that stoppage. A delight. Caddy. Oh, inside.
Heavy fall there.
Hocking. I think it was Monfries that banged it forward. Up over the back was Lynch, did well. Hurley at the back, little left foot bender around the corner. Puts the Bombers back in front. Hurley, very, very cleanly done indeed.
Been well held, Michael Hurley. The star, just the 7 disposals. That's his first goal of the evening. And as we look at Kyle Roomers with a horrendous landing there, he's got back up to his feet, but the wind taken out of his sails.
You hate having the feet taken from under your darts, don't you? No control on the way you land.
Accidental tunnel, the basketball term.
Yep.
And he can do some serious damage. That's what Hurley's capable of. He's electric in that first 5 or 10 metre burst. And credit to Matthew Warnock, who has played a pretty nice role so far in the first half on Michael Hurley.
Rain has ceased. We're sent Lingy up into the coach's box. I think he's going to have a chat when this quarter finishes. Up in that coach's box. Here is Warnock. Will handball out to Brennan. Brennan can give to Ablett, decides not to, goes back inboard, and once again, Gold Coast into the middle. This time a poor kick gobbled up by Dyson. Dyson goes forward. Watson. Off hands, picked up by Watson, 60 metres out. High ball in. Lynch underneath it, Brennan. 17 seconds. Need to be careful here. Ball out wide to Tape. Tape a short ball to Ablett, and that'll just about see out the half.
Just saw that last momentum forward, BT, as we close in on half-time. Jared Brennan running, Ablett on the outside. Brennan chooses to kick. Smart plays to give it to the little master, and what he should have done. What a half and what a quarter from the Suns. Sensational.
The fans standing and applauding what they see, Das. They like it a lot. A lead by the Bombers of 5 points here in the first half. 7-10-52 to Gold Coast. 7-5-47. And they'll go and reassess the Bombers here at half-time, Das.
Just the lazy 20 possessions for Gary Ablett in the first half of this game. 2 goals, 5 tackles, back-to-back 40-possession games in round 1 and round 2, and on track to do it again. He is just a genius tonight. Heath Hocking has tried to curtail his influence. Love the leadership.
Look at this.
Magnificent stuff. He has been sensational once again tonight, Gary Ablett. They are right in the contest. They are a better than even chance of a massive upset here tonight.
Cameron Ling is with Ken Hinkley. Take it away, Lingy.
Thanks for joining me, Kenny. Got to be wrapped with the way the boys attacked the contest in that quarter there. Really got themselves back into the game through their ability to win the contested footy, wasn't it?
Yeah, no doubt, Ling. I mean, for us, we want the boys to play like that all the time. They really took Essendon on in a one-on-one sort of a contest, and then they really smacked in. I think our tackle pressure was enormous in that quarter, and we forced some turnovers. We got some entries on our terms, and we showed that we can score.
And one man who was terrific in the tackle pressure and also the contested situation was Carmichael Hunt. Wrapped with the way he's taking on the game and just learning week by week and doing it against a quality opposition.
Yeah, Kay's been fantastic. That's his go. I mean, he hunts the ball really hard. He gets after the ball and he distributes the ball pretty well to our outside receivers. You know, and obviously we've got some players on the outside getting the ball, but Kay's go is to get in hard and low and give it out.
Really appreciate your time, Kenny. All the best for the second half.
Thanks, mate.
Nice work, Kenny Hinkley down there. They're a happy mob in there. The Bombers will come out breathing fire on the other side of this. Make no mistake about it. They lead it by just 5 points at half-time. Stay with us. Cracking contest. 7-10-52 the Bombers. Gold Coast 7-5-47. David Zaharakis just getting on there.
Sorry, Brian, I could not hear a word you were saying down there at half-time. The band was pumping. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it was indeed, Richo. Richo must have had a little bit of trouble. Here he is. Riscatelli, clean clearance from 55 metres out. It will fall short. And the Bombers won't get on the end of it, but this man hauled ours. Little left foot kick. Not what he ordered. Hocking.
Play on.
Hocking comes out towards Melksham. really starting to come of age is Jake Melksham. Hurley on the attack. Tape. Weller. Ablett around a couple. They just can't catch the little master. Right foot kick wasn't fantastic. I was talking to Blue McKenna before the game. You were saying his kicking effectiveness is not great at the moment because he just wins the ball in places that others don't win it, and then he's got to kick it.
And also on that occasion, the right thing to do for Harley Bennell was to come at him and offer up an easy lead. Bennell's trying the miracle one at the back and wanting it, whereas in the sides he's played in the past, he knows he'll get a lead up forward. So not only is he having to win his own footy, create a miracle run around three, he's got to kick a kick that isn't really on. So the degree of difficulty for Ablett is just enormous.
There he is. Got it to Swallow from the standing start, banged it inside the centre square area. Day was there. Pears was able to rip it away, gave it to Dyson, got the give and go. Neat play from Pears to Davey. Davey directly in front. Will have to kick it nearly 50.
Jared, just one more minute, come back. Thank you, hold there.
You can't turn the ball over where the Suns did then on central wing because it just opens up the whole ground, and that was an easy hit-up lead for Alwyn Davey.
Going to be right behind this. Got a great look at it from our cameras. Alwyn Davey on his preferred left side, kick on the way. It was always there, starting to fade a little in its last few moments of flight.
Thanks, Paddy. Cheers, mate.
Looked like it was going to hold its line and just went a little left. So just a rather not soft start for the Gold Coast, but just haven't got themselves up just yet for this third quarter. Brennan. Bell-Chambers strong against Smith.
That was a great mark.
Goes into the pocket looking for a bustling Hurley. That's what he does. He just loves the contest. Soccer off the ground is off hands.
Just a great contested mark by Bell-Chambers there on the kick in. Big Zach Smith, your job there as the tall when you're kicking it out long like that is you have to bring the ball to ground. Wasn't able to do so.
Bell-Chambers, beautiful tap down to Watson, caught in the tackle. Umpire gave him a long time. In the end, Riscatelli.
A lot of the footy again, Michael Riscatelli in this game, only disposal number 7. Someone that they can get more out of. He needs to get involved around the contest. Had a great year last year, I thought, for the Suns. He needs to get in and really give Ablett some support if they are to pull off a win here against the Odds.
Hocking wearing Ablett pretty tightly around this stoppage.
Watson and Carmichael Hunt trying to barge his way out, Hunt. Ablett didn't like the attention he got from Hocking either.
He can do a good job, Heath Hocking, and he wins plenty of the football himself. He's had the 14 possessions.
Well, he's playing Ablett tight there at the moment. You can see he's caught in two minds. Do I go and win the ball, or do I stay on Ablett? Here's Lynch. Went to ground, I thought, unnecessarily. Stanton keeping him honest. Jetta. High tackle by Brennan.
It's just been
You've landed straight in his back, Joe.
a little clumsy, and you can see Blue McKenna, the frustration there. It's forgivable with your first and second year players, but when you've got an experienced player who, that's just dumb.
He's right on it.
You've got to understand the game better than rolling in someone's back in a soft position. He's just let them down a couple of times tonight, Jared Brennan. Blue McKenna, you can see the frustration.
Jetta's running out of time. He must start his approach before that 5 seconds expires. From just outside 50, Jetta on the way with a lovely weighted kick. Magnificent ball. Bombers away to the start they wanted. Jetta gets the first goal of this second half and just give the Bombers a little bit of breathing space, lead it by 12 points. It's a nice kick from beyond the arc.
Soft goal, though, for Gold Coast to cough up after working so hard in the first half. And you pull your hair out if you're a coach on those ones. It's a free kick you don't need to give away.
Thank you, Michael. Keep it at the footy.
A lovely ground level look at Metricon Stadium. Beautiful condition. Brand new, modern, state-of-the-art facility here. People on the Gold Coast very lucky. Look at that. For a clean clearance. Kick wasn't absolutely spot on. And that's nearly a throw. Ablett now following up his own work, went and got it. Put it out into open territory. Fletcher. Partial smother off the boot. Bang back in by Caddy, I think it was. High ball to Bock.
What about that pickup? Josh Caddy.
Bock plays on, goes around and kicks the goal, but the umpire had held the game up.
Josh Caddy's pickup there in traffic. That ability to run through the lines under some heat was sensational.
Nathan, you walk that way, so I blew time. That's the line there. Time back
Bock,
on.
he'll do the same thing. 3 steps off the line and then kick around the corner, and this time he does it in identical fashion. So Bock gets the goal. Gold Coast back within 6. Nathan Bock has gone forward. He's looked very, very comfortable up there. He's enjoyed the positioning, in fact. And that was a magnificent clearance by Ablett out of the middle, and James Hird not looking all that happy about proceedings here at the moment.
Well, we keep pumping Gary Ablett up, and that's why. That is just a pure stoppage. He hit that at pace. He set that goal up, and it's 5 touches and 3 clearances this quarter already for Ablett.
It was Belchambers that got the hand on it, wasn't it?
He just read it. He read it better. That's why he's so good.
Back in the centre from Monfries to Melksham. Over the top, finds Zaharakis. 70 metres out, long ball. Elevation there by Belchambers was impressive. Harbrow did well to get rid of it. And Brennan in the end.
Let's not go down to, not head down to Cameron Ling. David Zaharakis, Lingy, hasn't got near it in the last 2 quarters. You've been watching him. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing Maverick Weller on him doing a really good job. I love what the Suns have done. They've sent some young players to really good Essendon players. Weller to Zaharakis and Carmichael Hunter, Joe Watson. Best way to teach them footy.
No, not quite. Got to be clear.
There he is, taking a spell as part of his rotation. Just repeating the news for Bomber fans that may just have joined us. Dempsey out with a hamstring in this game. Sub Dyson is in as a result. Some work on the back of Jake Carlisle. Doc.
Can't afford any more soft tissues, the Bombers.
Yes, yeah, Brian, that's a left calf problem. He's been getting treated for the last 3 minutes. You can't believe it, but they might have another soft tissue calf, Carlisle.
Really? Oh. Heppel, Monfries and Jetta. There is Heppel near the boundary line, 60 metres out, trying to straighten it up. Brennan was there, probably should have marked it in the end. Boundary throw in.
Do you reckon Dustin Fletcher would remember everyone he's played with, Dust?
Probably not, I wouldn't have thought, but see the big unit there on the right, Richo. He's a man that you made me aware of tonight. The weights coach who goes by the name of the Weapon.
Quick snap at goal, missed the lot.
And Das answers his phone as, hello, Weapon speaking.
Oh, he does not, Lingy.
I can't believe that, Lingy. He's a man that you know well. He spent some time at Geelong. Now, the Weapon, on pretty good terms, Beto. We're going to do a bit of Weapon watch over the next 8 weeks. We've got a lot of Bomber games.
All right.
He's put a lot of big work into the Bomber boys, but it's starting to break down at the moment, so we might have to keep an eye on the Weapon.
Answers his phone, Weapon.
Weapon speaking.
Goodness gracious me, wowee. Heppel around the corner. Look at this. The dash by Tape. Ablett's in there working hard. So is Monfries. We'll have a ball up here, I would think. That's not coming out.
Ball go through.
So Doc Carlisle with the calf, did you say?
It's a left calf, Brian. They're putting a heavy compression strap on it right now just to try and secure that whole area. So he's just tight and sore, but they, normally you wouldn't risk it, but they've got problems on the bench.
Colliding Harbrow and Weller. Swallow, clean hands to pick it up. In went Josh Caddy. Here's Weller.
They've had the last 3 inside 50s, the Bombers here. They're soaking it up. They're soaking it up here, the Gold Coast Suns. It's great.
It is. Matching it in these tough passages of play. No mark here will be awarded. It's play on. Brennan, as he so often does with the one claw, and there's the break into the middle of the ground. What can they do? Bock, Matera, he's got some speed. Now there's no one forward, he has to go sideways. Bock gets on his bike. Can they close him down? He gathers on his non-preferred boot. He mongrel punts towards goal, he's kicked it. Box, drawn the scores level. Carmichael Hunt's happy, Box happy, they're all happy.
The Bombers under the pump right here in this game now. Look at the momentum, the crowd getting behind it. Have a look at Nathan Bock's effort here in this contest. Sensational. The attack was brilliant. He made it, and look at him run straight away. It's the work rate that a 29-year-old can give as a forward. Brilliant composure from Matera. Release Bock on the run, and the finish. Left foot snap at full pace from 45, Richo. That is a ripping goal.
Well, I thought Matera was going to go to the fat side of the ground, but he had the composure to see Bock out of the corner of his eye. He turned around, straightened up, and he knows how important that is, Bocky.
He's an All-Australian centre back. I think he needs to play forward in this side for their development, because their young forwards haven't got the ability to run out 4 quarters. He has, and that's the reason they need to get him up there more often.
Clearance to go with the consecutive Bock goals. Third time in the game that the scores have been level. Remember, the Bombers got off to a fast start after initially Gold Coast kicking the first goal. The Bombers got the next 5 in a row, and at one stage led by, I think, 26 or 27 points. Swallow. Tape. Trying to dance through. Wasn't a great kick. Hibbert had to sit under it and receive the free as a result of Bock.
Well, they're doing it hard, the Gold Coast Suns. Only the 1 mark this quarter, so they're working hard for their goals like this. They're putting pressure on.
Did it well. Hall goes into Matera. Watch this man turn him inside out. Straightens up. Left foot banana. Gonna run onto it. Russell and kick a goal. Gold Coast have hit the front again. Three Gold Coast goals in succession has them leading by a goal. That man there, Matera, nice play. Carmichael Hunt with that determined look that I haven't seen other than tonight with him. Really determined, serious attitude.
Well, this man, Matera, has set up the last 2 goals, and both times it's just with great composure. He didn't rush. And once again, he spotted someone out of the corner of his eye. It was a great goal for Russell, but it was set up by Matera. They're doing it the hard way. 35 possessions for 1 mark, but they're getting the job done.
Mackenzie's out there, so the sub has been activated here for the Gold Coast. The rangy left footer just needs some more run in his legs. Blue McKenna was saying he was the sub last week and don't think played in the first game.
Hey, Lingy, Carmichael Hunt, we're getting excited about him. It was great to see him on the boundary line before, jumping up and down with some real enthusiasm.
Yeah, he's really lifted this team. His hard work in the contest has been fantastic, but his enthusiasm around the group's been great as well. And he's coming on and off the field with Joe Watson, so a pretty hard tag and doing a really good job at the moment.
Great tackle there. Here is Ablett now, an opportunity for the Bombers again. Hibbert bangs it inside 50, wide ball, trying to make ground. Lingy, why are we seeing the sub out there for the Gold Coast Suns?
Sam Day has been subbed off for the Suns, so Mackenzie's on the ground, and as we all know, a beautiful kick of the footy and dangerous when he gets the ball anywhere within 70 metres.
There's Bock. Off hands. Here is the man, Mackenzie. Low running torque down the field kick. Now Fraser will get the kick, I think, even though Bennell is running after it. It'll be a Josh Fraser kick from about 35 metres out, directly in front, down the ground free.
It's a clever kick from Mackenzie came on. He saw the pressure coming, open space. Paddy Ryder a little late with a bump, but it was a low burning torp on the run. Unbelievably hard kick to get going, but it was going to be dangerous regardless of the free kick downfield. Fraser needs it. If they get 2 goals in front, Bombers all of a sudden are nervous.
Fraser, noted as a very good set shot goal kicker, went at Collingwood. That one is just a little left.
So close to the man on the mark, Joe.
Yeah, and if you do that, I should know you hook the ball when you go close to the man on the mark every single time. And That's what happened. Then you try doing a torp on the run like that, the degree of difficulty from Mackenzie, it's a great, effective kick.
Brownie, is this something you often do, move Nathan Bock forward? He seems to be enjoying his time up there as well.
Yeah, he kicked 3 or 4 goals against Geelong in the NAB Cup, and what he does do, as you've seen, he creates a contest, and that's really bringing some of our small forwards into play.
What about Trent Mackenzie? He's come onto the ground, he's a good kick. Is it just the fact that he hasn't been fit enough to play a full game yet?
Yeah, he didn't have much of a pre-season. He was our sub last week, and I think in these conditions to sub day off and bring in a runner with a really good leg and who can link up and use it well like Mackenzie's a great move.
Brownie, coming into the game, they were averaging a lot of contested marks inside their forward 50. Only 2 since quarter time. You must be happy with your defenders, mate.
Yeah, defenders have been outstanding, and like I said, I think the conditions really suit us. It's going to turn into a little bit of a scrap, so it's not raining at the moment, but I'd like to see a little bit more.
Have a look at Campbell Brown there. He's on the edge of his seat. He'll jump the fence in a minute if he's not careful. He would love to be out there at the moment. How about Carmichael Hunt? Brown, he must have loved his work tonight.
Yeah, been fantastic. I think he really sparked us physically. Essendon was starting to run away with it in that first quarter, and it felt to me like Carmichael said enough's enough and just started throwing his body around.
Stay with us, Brownie. Here's a little man that can go. He's got a set of wheels like no other. Matera goes back inside. Couldn't find his man. Heppel, the gatherer. Bell Chambers. Prestia got him in the tackle. Prestia plays on with the ball out wide. Harley Bennell may not cut it off. What about the little human meatball? He's lost a lot of weight, Dion Prestia, this year, Brownie.
Yeah, he's really fit. He had a great pre-season, and he is a little meatball. You're spot on, Brian.
All right, well, stay with us, Brownie. We'll talk to you in the last quarter. Things are going to be tight here tonight.
I'm all over you, BT. There's some connection here that we don't know about with the Prestia family. Something's coming your way in the mail.
A liking to certain players, Richo. That just
single-handedly got Leon Davis an All-Australian last year, one of the most extraordinary PR campaigns ever waged.
I thought I got him 10 years, actually. Quick kick out of the pack there and out of bounds on the full.
You know what the Bombers are going to struggle with tonight is all of a sudden it becomes a mental thing. You start working out whether your preparation was right, your coaches come up, they're disappointed in your effort, and from experience, you come up here, you're expected to win and win easily. When it's not going your way, not easy to turn it around.
Here he is, the little man with the hottest set of wheels in footy. A double bounce, a triple bounce. 30 and closing and misses, but finds the target in the goal square in Cramery. Great control by Owen Davey. So Cramery with his 3rd goal here, and the Bombers back within a point.
There he is.
Owen Davey takes a spell of his exhilarating run there.
So much to love about what the Suns are doing, but just a simple mistake there from Maverick Weller, letting it over the back. You can't do that. Got to bring it to the front, and Davey just punishes him with a beautiful little touch over to his teammate.
Fast hands, Prestia with a clearance for Gold Coast, rams it inside 50. That was a push in the back by Caddy. And that'll be 50 metres as well.
To action push.
When you need to be certain that the free kick's going your way if you're going to play on.
He used 2 actions in the marking contest.
Well, don't block him.
Yeah, Josh Fraser, with his experience, he probably should have known better to play on in that occasion.
Pears to Ryder, attacks the ball in flight, couldn't win it. Box gone back now, has he? Here's Ryder again. Dyson through some traffic, did well to dribble it forward, but Ablett's there to cut it off. Wanted the give and go from Prestia, and in the end, they mess it up a little. Has Bock gone back, boys?
Yeah, he has at the moment, whether he's pushed hard down and chased his man, but I think they might have actually sent him down there permanently at the moment. Fraser's gone forward, Bock has gone back.
Nice win of the ball there from Matt Shaw. Now Bock tries to bullock it forward. There's Russell. The give and go. Jeddah, a slinging tackle. And James Hird has just had enough for the moment.
Another one of your fellow Tasmanians, this boy, Lukey Russell, Richo, highly skilled midfielder, some composure.
Yeah, himself and Maverick Weller are both from Tasmania.
Riscatelli to Ablett. Ablett to half forward. Here's Fletcher. Fraser and Bell Chambers, some big boys there. Smith, was it a throw? Fletcher on to Hibberd. Hibberd down to the wing right, has got to go in the air, and he did it really nicely. He wanted to play on to Jeddah. He goes with a long ball. Is that Hurley going to ground? And Warnock says, what did I do?
A little unlucky, I reckon, Matty Warnock on that occasion. It was a pretty fair one-on-one contest.
Hurley sends a long ball out of bounds on the full.
He's done a good job too, Warnock, tonight on Hurley. One of the up-and-coming star forwards in the competition, and Matty Warnock's been given a second chance up here at the Gold Coast, and he's taken his opportunity tonight. Just needs to finish the job off, a four-quarter effort on Hurley, but he is a niggly defender. He always gives his best, and he's very annoying to play on.
Move along.
Well, they've welcomed this man back.
Just to get right inside my head, BT.
Did he?
Matty Warnock.
He's just a sort of a plain-looking player, one that you don't sort of think much about.
Yeah, but he just niggles away at you, and when you're a mental midget, it doesn't take too much.
Be an unusual person that got inside your head, I would have thought, Richo.
Been known to explode from time to time. Richo, there's the leading disposal gather on the ground, up to 30 now, as you can see. G. Ablett.
Fraser in front of Fletcher. Fletcher and his dad Ken have played a combined 614 games.
About to break the record in a few weeks.
Got it out wide to Harbrow. Can he pick it up cleanly and run the goal? Time to sum it up. Drills the ball across the face.
He's had too much time then, I think, to think about it.
Actually showed a bit of composure. He set himself, normally a very efficient left foot kick, Jared Harbrow, another one of...
What about that, Das? Ken and Dusty have played combined 614 games for the Bombers.
What a remarkable story, is it?
What's the record? 617, I think.
Silvani's?
Yeah, I think it is.
369 if he plays every game to the end of the year. And that'll put him behind Simon Madden there at 378 for the game's record at Essendon.
It's the Cloaks, actually.
Cloaks, yeah.
Yeah, all of the Cloaks together. But there's three of them. Three sons and Big David.
If he plays every game this year, he'll slot into the 6 most games of all time behind Craig Bradley, Dustin Fletcher. Dyson. Hardingham. Benell with a spinning pirouette out of trouble. Swallow. Riscatelli. 30. Goal! They are not going away, the Gold Coast Suns. 4 goals to the Bombers, 2 in this quarter. And Riscatelli with a timely goal puts Gold Coast up by 8 points.
Look at this young crew from the Gold Coast Suns. There's Andrew Hall, great tackle pressure. Harley Bennell comes in, spins out of trouble. Second effort, brilliant. Swallow, Riscatelli. You want to get excited about what this club can do. There are 3 names. They're going to play a lot of footy and are going to be very, very exciting. They are right on.
Hurley got one over the shoulder there, I thought. Monfries goes inside and Lynch takes the mark for Gold Coast in the last line. Kicks to Carmichael Hunt. He's hit the deck. An opportunity for Melksham to make him pay, and Lynch was able to cut it off. Stanton went and got it. 4 of them there. Russell. Did he go to ground with the ball? Umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt.
This is a great contest. Lots of guys putting their bodies on the line. Carmichael Hunt set the scene early for Gold Coast with that sort of stuff.
Fraser in 2 minds as to whether he should have grabbed it out of the ruck then.
Play on.
Ablett at ground level. Zaharakis, here comes the raging bull, Carmichael Hunt. Quick kick out of the pack. Melksham again to bang it back to the top of the goal square. Danger here, Lynch saved the day, tripped over. Still in it here, the Bombers. Jeddah lurking. Lynch out of trouble and they concede.
Wigan players still sometimes get confused on that behind line when they're under pressure. You can take it through, but they're loath to.
What attack this is. Harbrow, the fast break to Matera.
Shaw. Couple of bounces. He says, come on, come at me. Beautiful ball. and finds Hall in the lead. Fans are up. Coach of the Bombers is down a little.
Well, this is just transition footy here. The fast break, great skills, run and carry. Ran his full distance, but this was the smart decision. Didn't blaze away, made the forward lead into him. And that is just great play.
Biggest margin of the game for the Gold Coast on offer here, 13 points if successful. For his second goal, the boy from Tassie, North Hobart, Hall, comes in, launches a ball, he's pumped, his teammates are up, and they lead it by 13 points.
Campbell Brown not out there tonight. He's mic'd up in the grandstand. Brownie, this is looking like something special tonight. Your team going beautifully.
Yeah, it sure is. Getting a little bit nervous, Das, but you know, the effort's there, and that bit of play was probably the play of the year for us.
Brow around the corner to Fraser, right up, danger here for the Gold Coast Suns. Monfries, a little chipping ball, a little cute perhaps. Brow, who played a very good game last week as well. Brennan, funny little left foot kick, but he made it work to McKenzie. He says settle. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Kick down the line is an absolute ripper, and Bock, he seems to be just fluctuating from end to end, Bock. Kick out wide to Zach Smith. He marks in front of Carlisle, who's back out there with an injured calf. Low ball to Swallow, couldn't get it.
A passage set up by a left foot ball from Trent McKenzie that was absolutely perfectly weighted. Really smart, composed play from that man. Once he gets a fitness base and an ability to play 4 quarters, that is just about the most talented kick in the game.
Got him high, Matera, I thought. It was either illegal disposal or it was too high there. I thought it was too high against Matera. Umpire didn't see either.
It's only been in their forward half 34% of this quarter, but it's been all transition from defence and length-to-length goals. 2 goals from kick-ins.
The Gold Coast you're talking about, Richo?
Yeah.
They've kicked 5 goals.
Yeah, it's been efficient footy.
Kick out wide, just a moment to draw breath in this game. It's been hectic. Brennan, low and hard. Cremery to Pears. Look at this! They're like dogs after the leftover scraps. Fair income. Unbelievable stuff. Missed it, Cremery with the soccer. Got a belt on the head, did Caddy. Look at the one-on-one. They're both holding each other. Who's the winner? The Bombers. Watson kicks the goal. Got his second goal, Joe Watson. Pulled the margin back to 7 points on the eve of 3/4 time. Sensational stuff. What about the one-on-one deep contest? Umpire did the right thing and let it go. Magnificent stuff.
Huge work rate there by that man, Joe Watson. Really just willed himself to that next contest and rewarded with a goal. He's trying to lift his team as things aren't going to plan for the Bombers.
Lingy's Carmichael Hunt still running around with Joe Watson.
Still doing everything he can to get that match up, but Joe Watson's work rate was just a little bit higher there. They're still going as one-on-one as they were during the second and third quarters. I'll keep an eye on it as the game goes on.
Well, it's definitely working, Lingy. Because Hocking, Zaharakis and Watson, 3 of their prime movers, have had 2 2-1 possession in this quarter. So they've shut down Essendon's prime movers. Great defensive effort.
Pressure on him just at the moment, giving Carmichael Hunt a breather, I would say, or they're tag teaming him. 13 contested possessions, Joe Watson.
It's not often that he only has 1 possession in a quarter, though, BT.
Yeah.
There's one of Australia's finest athletes, Kai Hurst, the Iron Man, enjoying proceedings here on the Gold Coast tonight.
His wife enjoying the camera work there more than Kai. Sure. Had a bit of a smile on the dial, didn't she?
She's been in that nightclub area down there, Kai.
You walked through the nightclub area, Richo, at half-time. It was really dazzling down there, wasn't it?
I had to wrestle him out of there, Brian, it's fair to say.
It was tough to come back up here, put it that way, BT.
There's the little man, Meatball, Prestia. Went out wide, Bombers through pairs. Fletcher, Desperate, Weller, Howlett, Fletcher. Bit of a no-looker from Dusty. Dyson Hebel got it, just got boot the ball. Gee, they're not going away, the Gold Coast, and their pressure. It's there for the game. Look at the steps by Jeddah. Got it to Heppel. Here comes Hurley. He deliberately tried to swat it on. Reamers. Ablett would do well to get it to the boundary. He elects to keep it in play. Tape come through and tried to blast a hole through them without great success. Hocking. Ground level. Here comes Carmichael Hunt. Wants to impose himself on this, and 10 seconds remain. A 7-point lead to the Gold Coast.
A great call, BT, and that young man, Seb Tape, not quite the frame to bust his way through, but it's about intent. He's picked up that tonight is a big night for his club and committed his body. Well done.
Stay with us with this one. We're in for a cracking last quarter. Here's one of the great players of the game, Carmichael Hunt, the Riscatelli. What a fantastic quarter of football. 5 goals to 3. Gold Coast way. Bombers are still very much in this, make no mistake. Couple of good sequences of play, and they're well and truly on their way. They trail by 7 points at 3/4 time. We're going to take a break. On the other side of the break, a cracking last quarter from Metricon, with the Bombers at the moment down by just 7 points. Some great respect shown from former champion to their former premiership coach. Both ways.
That's what's great about having Lingy on the boundary, because he's just out of the game. He's got good relationships and he's respected by everyone in football, and that was a great example of it.
Yeah, he's got some reasonable contacts, Richo, hasn't he?
He has.
Lingy.
How about the first 2 efforts to start the final quarter by that man there, Kay, and giving away a free kick, which I thought was a little bit harsh, but the intent was enormous.
Hurley.
First time he's been able to get away from Warnock for a little while, and this is a big kick to start the quarter.
Check in with the doc shortly. I saw it 3/4 time. There was Doc Reed, the Bombers doctor, getting over to Hurley. He did a couple of run-throughs, some discussion with the fitness staff. Just we'll find out from Dr. Peter Larkin soon if everything is okay with this man. He's been quiet tonight.
Kicked 11 of the last 16 goals, the Gold Coast Suns. Huge kick.
They're all set on the line because he's going to have to send it 52 metres. Hurley's got it on line. It's all about the journey. He's got that covered as well. And the Bombers, just like that, back within a point.
It says a bit about Michael Hurley, I reckon. That was a very big kick to start the quarter. Gets you back even, gets you on a roll. And he sort of wanted that. He didn't look like missing that, BT.
Let's get down to Dr. Peter Larkins. Doc.
Yeah, Brian, he took a heavy hit in the last quarter, just in a contest. More winded, I thought. They had a couple of words in over a couple of minutes, Michael Hurley, and didn't come off the ground. So I reckon at 3/4 time they were just clarifying that he hadn't developed more soreness around that rib and lower back area where he got crunched.
It's fairly fired up Bombers coach James Hird at 3/4 time. He took the group away on their own at the start. He had 5 minutes, some real verbal, in-your-face style coaching, and then again an impassioned plea, reminding them just how important tonight is.
Yeah, you don't have to see Hurley like that. If we get a chance, we'll show you that. In 3/4 time, here's Carmichael Hunt. Inside the forward 50 for the Gold Coast. The wraparound tackle by Aaron Hall. A little bit of soccer there from Ricky Dyson. He was careful to see that not to get it out into open space.
A little bit of a side interest for me is Ablett, 34 disposals, 7 tackles, 2 goals, 1. He's had 21 contested possessions, 11 clearances. Looking to be the first player in the modern era to have 3 consecutive 40-possession games since Champion Data have been recording statistics.
That would be an outstanding feat Das. I wonder whether 9 Brownlow medal votes would go with that. Outstanding feat by Ablett.
How many? He got a lot of votes last year in losing teams, so we know that he can attract them.
Kick is short, marked by Hall. Been very impressive, Hall. Goes long and deep again. Gee, Bock got one in the back there, I think. Or was it a hold? It's a hold against Bock. It'll go to Fletcher. Over the top to Hibbard. Hibbard through the middle of the ground. Takes on Bennell with a ripping kick, and Hurley marks. Same distance as the last kick. Better angle.
We'll get excited about this man, Richo. He's just got the ability to turn a game in a short space of time, hasn't he?
Well, he reacted a lot quicker then. That turnover at half-back. Essendon got the ball moving quickly through the corridor, and Warnock got caught out.
5 metres.
He lost his starting position on Hurley, and he got 5 metres very quickly. And he's
last bomber lead
straight at the goal.
Last bomber lead was 10:40 into the third quarter. Here is Hurley from 52 out directly in front. It's offline, and scores will be level. There's that vision we're talking about with James Hird, Das, that you saw at three-quarter time. He was fired up.
Yeah, this is right at the start. Didn't break them into their lines. He grabbed them early and eyeballed a few of them and just said, effort nowhere near what we expect from this group. You let one go here. It's an opportunity to start with 3 wins, the first time they've done that since 2000. And he knows how massive a game like tonight is in the context of their whole season.
Zarakas to Pears. Pears around the corner with a good ball. Reemers played on immediately. Ryder, a little bit of a nudge on Lynch. Here they go. Ryder's got the body position. Just that clever little deft tap, and Lynch pretending he fell on the ball and knocked it over. Nicely disguised by the young man Lynch. 79 points apiece. Fraser going back to his young days there. Prestia. Handball off to Tape. In the end, Howlett tries to barge his way through.
Loved it tonight. We haven't seen loose men at either end of the ground. Probably the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game, but since then it's been one-on-one inside forward and back.
Shot of Hocking's tag on Ablett. There's Alwyn Davey. Cramery got the arms free. G's strong. Riscatelli, Brennan. Been brilliantly umpired this game. They've virtually been unsighted, the umpires in this game. Hocking. Kick to the top of the square. Danger, knocked down. Cramery, goal. It's that easy and that quick. The Bombers hit the front. Cramery has 4 goals now and done a very, very good job. Cramery's goal, his 4th of the game, on the left boot to put the Bombers back in front by a goal. Plenty of time in the last remaining. Here's Ablett. Handball by Shaw, back to Harbrow. Harbrow needs to be tidy with the boot. That's a little risky. Bombers get around in numbers. You just get the feeling, gaining the ascendancy at the moment. A high ball to the Bomber attacking 50. Off hands Harbrow. Out to the wing, here's Matera. Hardingham's got him. Did well, Kyle Hardingham, son of Toot. Jetta. Monfries. The little man Hall went to ground when he should not have. And was it deliberate from Dyson?
Skill error.
Skill error, says the umpire.
Yeah, well umpired. That's exactly what happened. He intentionally pushed that one across the boundary line.
Keep going in and out on
Feels this next goal for me, Richo, is enormously important. If Essendon get another one, perhaps they run away with it. If the Gold Coast come back, that doubt just lingers in the Bomber players' mind.
Just need to get the ball in their hands and get it moving forward and just settle it down for a minute or two, the Suns. They haven't been able to do that to start this quarter.
Play deliberate here against Trent McKenzie for just walking it across the boundary line.
Yep. No attempt to keep it back in. Hurley might well have got a free there. There's Warnock, the man that Richo says he got in Richo's head because he's just there all the time.
He's just niggling. You saw it then. He's just a niggly defender.
Live and interactive we are, of course, tonight. Channel 7 footy. Get involved.
Can do that through Fango, of course. Toyota Fango via Twitter. Opportunity ground level picked up by Brennan. Little waltz out kick found Riscatelli.
Just need to settle it down. They've got possession of the ball now. Just need to maintain it.
Well, that's what he's there for, his experience, Richo. He's doing exactly as you asked.
Just don't want to go too far back. They've gone back 30 metres here and the Bombers are pressing up on them.
And boy, opportunity for them to come out of defence and find Lynch down low. He plays on with an absolute shocker. Not a bad beard, is it?
It's doing a little bit, that one. He's got a good tan, that bloke, with the white beard.
Plenty on that beard. There's Warnock. That annoying fist that Richo hated. There's Carmichael Hunt. A Leslie Stroll on a Sunday afternoon. He got himself in amongst 5 Essendon players and all of a sudden they converge and he says, oh boy, what do I do now? This game's 360 degrees. And a free kick will be paid to the Bombers. Hibbard.
This is almost a professional one there, Maverick Weller. There's your man BT.
Santa Claus, yep. And the Suns.
I've seen a bit of sun.
Seen plenty of it.
Hibbard inside 50. Over the back to Ablett. Ablett with possession number 37. Yes, he will get 40, make no mistake about it, for the 3rd consecutive week. How long since that's been done again, Das?
Never in the modern era.
Gee, that's a long time. Look at the kick, the block. Out of bounds on the full.
That big K's cleaned up Angus Monfries off the footy. It was a legitimate shirt front. Nothing untoward in it. Here he goes. Bang.
And Monfries accentuated the head contact, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he's up and running around, so there wasn't much impact in that one. It did get him high, but very, very low impact. Minimal.
He was trying to milk the free. Umpire said, no, no, no. The Jetta kick is good to Ryder.
They've just got... They've got the Suns off the bit now. They haven't been able to work it past halfway.
There's the hit.
What do you reckon, Das?
The power off one step is pretty impressive, isn't it? And he's had an intent tonight that if you get in his way, he wants to hurt you. And this is a bit of a Stevie Johnson style.
From a long way out, though.
I'm sure he's got that in the trick bag, Paddy.
Ryder. The big bender! That's one of the biggest benders I've ever seen in my life. Reeves' son, Paddy Ryder, has kicked a 45-metre around the corner bender.
Just as I was saying, few players should attempt this. Ryder is one of the exceptions. That is just extraordinary. To be able to snap and get that amount of distance, well played, brilliant goal.
Loving the work of Paddy. 3 Bomber goals in the row here in the last quarter. Dyson Hebble to Davey. Went back and got it again. Jetta.
Still me.
Reemers. Job. Heppel wants to get back on the left.
Yours.
Does it nicely. Here's Warnock. Riscatelli said, please don't give it to me. Brennan's kick was smothered. They're under enormous pressure now. And they just need to settle here. McKenzie's a gun kick. He hammers it long. Shaw's going to run onto it and kick the goal. And he might get another. Goal will count. Score will count.
What a great reply. He's had an impact, the substitute. McKenzie summed it up well with a big long barrel. Release that man there. Matt Shaw.
Well, what a great bit of play. Once again, they just had the open forward line. That's the second time we've seen McKenzie go for the long barrel.
He got pushed after he kicked that, Richo. But I guess just the one free there. It's after the umpire signals the score, I think. Alwyn Davey is going to bust them open here and run into an open goal. 12-point lead, the Bombers.
Well, it's going to sound like I'm being harsh on Jared Brennan. He's an exciting player, Richo, and he's capable of doing things very few players can do. But every now and then, you've got to understand the basics of the game. This isn't the time to be pirouetting, spinning out of trouble, don't argue time. That is just play the percentage, absorb the pressure. If you have to go to ground and squeeze a handball out, he's tried the miracle when it wasn't the moment to do it. A couple of times, the basic things. One of the great keys to footy, you've got to be predictable. Your teammates have got to understand what you're doing, and that just hurts. Guy McKenna will be ripping his hair out as we speak.
Well, last roll of the dice. To put a loose man behind the ball now, just to try and settle things down for a minute or two, the Gold Coast Suns.
Caddy.
Get it back on their terms.
Weller. Smith with a iffy handball. Look at the Bomber numbers around Smith. Like seagulls to a crumb. Harbrow might ask Campbell Brown in a moment what he would do now if he were out there in terms of anything to slow it down. We'll go to him in just a moment. Here's an opportunity with Howlett to bang it forward. They fly. Gee, that's a free against Lynch, I reckon, and might well go to Cramery. And it will.
Go through.
What do you reckon, Brownie? Is there something you'd tell your teammates now if you could?
Geez, I'm not too sure about that free kick either, but we just need to get our hands on the footy. Like you said, BT, the Essendon seem to be swarming around and just have more at the drop of the ball, and they're simply getting more chances.
I think you may be right, Brownie. Just looking at the replay, it was in the air when the ball was there to be won, and you can't stop yourself mid-air, so pretty harsh, but it was in the back, I guess.
Cramery, kick-off line. 13-point Essendon lead now.
What do you got to do now, Brownie? They've just got the ascendancy. They've got the weight of numbers going there your way. What do you think the instruction should be to your guys at this moment?
I think just keep taking risks, mate. You know, we got ourselves back in the game by taking the game on and being predictable to one another, and I think that's what we've got to do now.
13-point lead, not a 14-point lead. Sorry about that. Here is Bennell. Kick around the corner and finds Caddy. Josh Caddy, game 5. Down the line, risky kick, and yes, I agree, that was out of bounds on the full.
A lot of fatigued players out here at Metricon Stadium at the moment. And
I think I saw in the background Josh Fraser having a bit of a puke then, didn't I, when Fletcher was taking that kick? Opportunity for Ablett. Tape involved as well. Brennan around the corner. They need to stop the play, and this will do it for them.
There's Gary Ablett just picking himself up. But his work rate has just been unbelievably off the scale tonight, and you can see he's just fatigued. 38 possessions, 7 tackles as well to go with that. 2 goals.
Some players are... Just wait for this to go.
Pears. Cramery direction. High up over the top was Brennan. Scratched it, got it through the legs. Ablett. Around the corner. Pears played the mark. Pears at half forward for the Bombers. Plays on now, goes long and deep rider. Lynch over the top with a fist, was disciplined and nice. Melksham. Stanton picks it from 50. Bangs it deep. Should have probably marked it. Hibbert in the end. Need to clear here, Gold Coast. Harbrow upended. Tape trying to blast a hole through another pack. Fraser out wide. 2-horse race here. This is Shaw. And that was Carlisle behind. Shaw burned him off. Now the oldest player in the AFL playing game 350.
Well, that was great anticipation from Dustin Fletcher. He had to leave his man. When Carlisle went to ground, he knew that he had to go. If he didn't go, it was going to be a goal. That's what he's so good at, anticipating things, Dustin Fletcher down back.
The little things he does often go unnoticed. And as Dustin Fletcher was taking the kick, Josh Fraser just having a bit of a perk in the background.
Chris Mew just popped into Metricon to say hello.
Yes.
Good to see you, Mewy.
Kick back in. Lynch. Centering ball, he's got Harbrow. Gives it off to the runner, Bock. He's an unusual bouncer of the ball. Launches to Matera, got to get back McKenzie. Good mark taken in the end, Hibbert. There's the handball to Kyle Hardingham. Ablett almost hit him on the head. Falconed him, did you reckon? Might have. Swallow. Gee, did Carlisle infringe on Carmichael? Was it a realistic aerialist attempt? Here's Heppel. And he's found the loose man in Jetta. Oh, they've got the loose on over the top. They're away here, the Bombers. Hocking. Presti will need to save the day. He needs to win this contest, and he has. Brilliantly done by Dion Presti, the boy out of Assumption College in country Victoria. Bock tried to backheel it. Can you believe that? Picked up in the end by the Bombers again, and mark dropped by Cramery. Standard turns around, launches from the point of the square. Hurley's underneath it. He's there with Warnock. Warnock and Hurley. Hurley keeps his feet this time, or does he? Gave it to Reimers. Keeping the feet important, and Tape's got it.
Did well then, Warnock.
7.5 minutes remaining. The Bombers by 13 points, and in front of a crowd of 17,069 tonight.
Just the clearances have got out of hand for the Gold Coast Suns. 6-0 this quarter. It's been Jobe Watson, 4 clearances.
Lingy.
Gary Ablett getting a bit of work on the groin. I'll be keen to hear what Doc has to say. He's limping a little bit, but he is up and about now, and he's keen to get back out there. He's such a competitive guy.
Well, he's on 39, Lingy.
He's had a bit of history of groins over the journey too, hasn't he, Lingy?
He has, yeah. Very closely monitored through his workload and his pre-season and that because of the groins. But he wants to be out there amongst this. He sees a sniff of a win.
And about to become the first player in history to record 3 consecutive 40-plus games.
Since Champion Data started recording.
Yes, Richo. Who are you going to tell me? Peter Featherby or somebody?
Oh, Cheezel Williams, Greg Williams.
Okay.
I don't know, did he get near it?
Free kick to Monfries. Front on contact, says the umpire. Gee, it was... I think that was a free at all.
You're allowed front on contact when you tackle. Yeah. It's in a marking contest. That's a bizarre explanation.
It's unlucky, yeah.
Is that Jobe Watson there? I think it is. Oh. And that's a belch. Won't need to put the sprinklers on here tonight.
70,000 fans. I've seen that on the big screen.
He's just...
We're not laughing at Jobe Watson.
We're not at all.
He's had too much to drink.
It was a collective groan. Is that one?
Oh,
that's Blue Powerade coming up there.
He's going to fill a bucket up. And Dion Presti is saying, I don't want to stand here anymore.
Oh, poor old Joe.
Joe not feeling well.
There's no word.
Monfries to make it a 19-point game. This is a huge kick. Angus Monfries offline. Got some numbers at the back here. Bock to tidy it up, kept it alive. Risky one, Matera. Was he held? The umpire said, get on with it. There's Reimers. Little one along the ground to Hibbert. Spinning move. There's possession 40. The first time in recorded statistical history. Gary Ablett Jr. marches down the wing. Another bounce. He's got them falling in every which way. Got it inside to Smith. They desperately need a goal here. The Gold Coast Suns, they're down by 13. We've got 5-6 minutes remaining. Bennell. Fletcher. Carmichael Hunt doesn't look like he can bend over too much anymore either. Fraser.
There's some tired boys out here. The Bombers have got numbers back.
Matera's got to go. He took a bow peep. Swallow with a handball back to McKenzie with the left boot. It's rolling. It's dribbling. It's just offline. 12-point ball game in favour of the Bombers. Have a look at this for another hit on Ablett. Or was it behind Carmichael Hunt?
Carmichael Hunt on Paddy Ryder. He's been great tonight.
How about Joe Watson, who's had 3 of the biggest passes you've ever seen? He's back up, taking the fullback kick out.
Now, if his kids ever see that, he'll just be able to say to them, you're not having a day off school,
exactly.
Kids. If you belch, doesn't mean you necessarily can't do your daily duties.
You've got to be reasonably hard to play AFL footy, don't you? That's... Back up and going now, Jobe.
There he is. Got a new set of wheels out there, Jobe.
Probably feels a whole lot better, to be honest with you.
The world's best belcher. Over the line, out of bounds. Have a look at the top left of the screen when we replay this here.
Yeah, just Harbrow's just copped him and he wasn't ready for it, so he didn't brace himself at all.
Yeah. Here's an opportunity. Swallow from 55 metres out, kicks it out of bounds on the full.
And the hydration, on a night like tonight, we're playing up here, it's hot and humid on the Gold Coast. Players will drink 8.5, 9 litres of Powerade. And he caught one in the solar plexus, that was pure Powerade.
Non-freeze, Das can't hold back his laughter. Job will be interested in that. There's Melksham. Back inside. Wouldn't want to make a mistake, Gold Coast here, or the game will be over in a flash. One more goal for the Bombers will just about do it. Zaharakis from 50 metres out. Offline. 13-point Essendon lead. Still time here for Gold Coast. There is still time.
When the game was there to be won, I mean, it hasn't been won yet, but Jobe Watson has stood up around the stoppages in the last quarter and
off hands.
That's what champions do.
Mackenzie, I'm telling you now, it's not over. Here's Swallow. He takes pairs on. Here comes a 350 gainer. Dustin Fletcher saved the day. The oldest player in the history of mankind. And he's sliding around like a 2-year-old.
How fitting is it on tonight? 350 games. How many times have we seen him just get one of those extended arms, slide across goalkeeper style, save one that no one else has been able to read? He's done it again, the champ.
But his pace there, like, he hasn't lost one bit of his pace, and that's why he's still able to play this game.
Valuable point, though. They needed that point, the Gold Coast, to get it back to an even 2 goals, so that point will help. Going into slow play mode with 3:37 on the clock, the Bombers.
He didn't have another option, though, Dustin. He was under the pump. He had to rush that through.
This is just a little dangerous. Ablett lost a body on Heppel, and he's given away the 3.
Must hold them up here. Can't let them get out.
Runner on the bench there. Jobe Watson telling Heppel to slow, slow, slow. Here's Belchambers. Big Tom Belchambers kicked the second Bomber goal of the night.
Yeah, young Lynch is just knackered on the mark there. He just couldn't go with him.
Kick goes to Hurley. Hurley, hands in the back of Warnock, was it? And it'll be a Warnock free. Lingy just in front of you.
Yeah, just a concentration thing, BT. The Suns boys are that tired now. They're trying to keep with their one-on-one matchups, but are struggling to actually keep up with the Bombers. They've got to make sure they keep doing what they've done tonight because it's worked so far.
Oh, boy, they've made Carmichael Hunt kick the ball, and that's not a bad escape plan. Here they go. They've got the free man here in Bock. Look at him. Turns him inside out. He's got nothing on. He has to get it over the head of Fletcher, and he stopped another one. He just can't get it past this man.
Well, he's sitting back there like a goalkeeper at the moment, Dustin Fletcher, and it's going to be pretty hard for the Suns to get through while he's sitting back like that. There he is.
Look at him.
He's feeling the pinch now, Dustin.
The 11th player to play 350 games or plus. Marvellous effort.
20 touches is not bad either.
Hand in the back of Cramery.
Gone red hot on. We understand the rule now, but I'd like to see just a bit of a feel. Last 3 free kicks have been barely a touch.
Been good tonight. Just held it up a bit in the end here. Hocking's got the sit. Ablett had to come in. Soccer out of mid-air there by Jenner. Bombers are home. Leroy Jenner has put them 18 points up, and a sigh of relief for James Hird. And Bluey thinks, how close were we tonight? But this, make no mistake, is an improved Gold Coast performance.
It's a great shot of that soccer goal. Messi would have been proud of that one. That's a great effort But it's been won in the contested possession and clearances, and we talk about these stats all the times in footy, but it stacks up, and in the last quarter, Essendon got the job done in those areas, and it's why they've won the game.
Ablett's 44th possession. Riskatali, long deep ball. Minute and a half remaining in the game. Zaharakis, a little bit of a fumble. Jakey Carlisle, an impressive young man. Carmichael Hunt's played a ripping game tonight. And here's Lynch. Needs to kick this relatively quickly.
It's interesting.
Plays on, goes sideways.
That's the man to hit.
Yep, he's found McKenzie, the kicker.
Right in range.
The designated hitter winds up. Got a bit too much height on the ball on that occasion. And Fletcher again. Elwyn Davey bounces off the Matera tackle. And a throw against Elwyn Davey, I think this will be. Let's have a look at this. Yes, great pickup by the umpire, Brett Ritchie. And as a result, Matera to line up from 30 metres out and stop the clock just with half a minute remaining. Good-looking kick across the face and a minor score.
Plenty to like tonight, though, Das, from the Gold Coast.
Been a ripping contest both ways. I think the signs for the Gold Coast, we spoke about some of the hysteria around their first 2 weeks of performance. They're so young, but you've seen development tonight, and that is all I think you can ask for of a young side. It's come from their superstar Ablett, who's just been unbelievable, but there's been enough around the edges to get excited about as well. Not about wins and losses for this team. It's about seeing them improve. And they've run out of gas in the end.
It's about being competitive, and they've found the competitive juices tonight.
Absolutely. Likewise to Essendon. They've been flat tonight. They got asked for a special effort at three-quarter time by James Hird, and they found enough to get over the line, Richard.
They kept their structures. They played some good one-on-one footy, and I thought it was a great effort by Gold Coast, but well done by the Bombers. They had to withstand a fair bit of pressure.
Well, they'll celebrate for that man there, Dustin Fletcher. The Bombers have got up by 17 points here tonight in a real good, cracking game. Yes, a very nice win here for the Bombers. Under pressure for a good portion of the game, but they have got up to win it tonight by 17 points after trailing by 11 points in this last quarter. Cameron Ling's down there with Dustin Fletcher.
I am the man who's played his 350th game. Didn't quite go to plan tonight. It was hard work, but good to get the win in the end.
Oh, yeah, that's what you play for, to win games, and it's hard enough to win away, but the way Gold Coast came out and played, we're in for a tough game.
No doubt the coaches spoke to you at three-quarter time about contested footy and the importance. Fantastic. Around the contest, the guys stood up, got the job done in that last quarter.
Yeah, thanks to the boys. Midfield did a good job in the last bit there, and you play good contested footy and you win games most of the time.
Now, how do you get to enjoy this? Go back to the hotel and put the feet up and just enjoy the night?
Yeah, I'll sneak one in, I reckon, with a few of the boys. We've got a big few games coming up, so the old professionalism might come into play.
Again, mate, congratulations. 350 games. Well done, mate.
How relaxed is Dustin Fletcher, BT? Not overly fussed about the media side of things. He's understated. He likes hanging around the club. Doesn't like to go home because he enjoys his time there so much, manages his body superbly well. He'd be happy not to speak to anyone. Let's get back down to Lingy with another one of the stars, the captain, Joe Watson.
I got the skipper here, mate. The whole crowd saw it. Good spew there in the last quarter, mate.
Yeah, I just caught one right in the midsection. Got me a good one.
Well, you got the blue Powerade there. That's what it seemed to be made mostly of.
Yeah, it was kept coming out. I couldn't control it, so just got me in a good spot.
In the end, pretty hard work. Credit to the Gold Coast Suns. They really took it up to you, but your contested footy in the last quarter is what got you over the line, wasn't it?
Yeah, they played really well, and to a credit to them, they bounced back from what was a pretty tough week for them and contested footy was good, and I thought that ability in the last quarter to sort of switch the momentum through that was pretty important.
And no doubt fantastic to have a win for a great player of the footy club in Dustin Fletcher. He's been such a champion for the club. Had to make sure it was an enjoyable night tonight, didn't you? Yeah, absolutely. He's been one of the greats of all time, not just for the footy club, but I think for the AFL. And that longevity to play 350 games over 20 years, it's an incredible effort, and he's much loved at the footy club, so it was important to win for him. Well done tonight, mate. Thanks for that. Thanks, Lingy. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, Lingy down there with Joe watching. This is a nice side as well, as we're seeing the Gold Coast boys here line up and pay their respect for this man here, Dustin Fletcher, who has been hoisted high. Let's enjoy the moment.